On this episode of ijdm, we take a look at, well, LED football.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
Oh, where to start on this one? Let's just get right into it and just kind of, well, we're just going to bring that camera up a little bit. Yeah, something like that. LED football is one of those games that came out in the late 70s and was kind of an instant hit with Mattel Electronics. And these games were very cool back in the day. I actually remember when they came out. I always wanted one, never had one, had plenty of friends that had them and got to play them. Maybe you don't recognize this one, but you will recognize more this one, which is the original. But these aren't really original. They're actually reproductions of the original, but they were close enough for me for getting a few of these just to do this video. And pretty cool units. I mean, I don't know if the buttons feel the same, but I mean, I definitely like the way the buttons are on this better than these little teeny buttons on this one, but these are pretty much the way it came. So the first one came out was LED football, or classic football, and then the classic football, LED football 2. And basically all these games was they just had a little LED display inside the thing. If you can see, it's very, very, very dim. That's one thing with these. I've heard different things from different people, or I should say read different things, that some of them, especially the older ones, they stayed brighter. And for some reason, these reproductions, I think, were done in the 90s. Or no, 2000. Wow. And these reproductions that were done in 2000s, the LED isn't quite as brilliant looking. And I opted for these rather than the next version that came out because these look more reminiscent of the classic game, when I think the new ones were modified a little bit more heavily. Anyhow, when you turn it on, it's just this little switch here, and let's just go through some of the functions. And this game is pretty much the same as this one. So in this, I'm going to be more covering LED Football 2 than 1. The biggest difference between the two that I can see is in this game, you can go backwards, and you can also pass the ball, which makes it a little more challenging and a little more fun than rather just running down the field. But that being said, both games are genuinely fun for what they are, and it's just looking at little dots on the screen. So you have a score button here, you have a status button here, you have a kick button here, pass, and then your run directions here, right, left, up, or down on the screen. You also have whether you want the sound on or off, and then that's weird. You flip the switch and the game is actually off right now, and you can actually hear a little, if you can hear it over the birds, I can actually hear a little click. That's kind of weird. Anyhow, you turn it on, and let's go ahead and do that. And no excitement, but I guess to get the game started, we hit status. Or, oh, I guess we got to kick the ball. Yeah, so I don't know how well you can see that in the camera. So the ball's going down the field, and it'll land out of position. So then I think we hit status, or no, score, or something. Oh, I guess it is going. I just can't see too well to play this game. Obviously, I just got okay, there we go. I can see a little bit better now. And I tried to pass. See, it didn't work. This game just doesn't let you pass like some of these other versions I'm going to show you in a minute. But your objective is you're this little dot. You can pass this guy sometimes, but your objective is to get down the field as many times as you can and obviously get to the 1 yard line and get the touchdown. Simple. It's fun though. It's surprisingly fun and challenging. I mean, I wouldn't say you could play this for days on end, but definitely something fun if you're on a lunch break or whatever, just to get your mind off of work. I mean, these are great little games, and they're not incredibly expensive considering, you know, for the whole thing with retro electronics right now, that sometimes these things, you know, can run up in price, especially computers. So I'm kind of offering this as a alternative. Well, man, see, it's weird. You turn it off and it still makes noise like it's still on. Well, we'll leave the sound off on that one. And they also had classic baseball, and then I believe there was a basketball one as well as a hockey one with slightly different configurations that they came in, and obviously colors too. Each one seems to have its own color. This is still making noise. I wonder if that's a flaw on this one, or the switch isn't turning off. That is so strange. I actually have 2 of these, and in a future video I'm actually going to be doing a few giveaways, and I'll actually be giving away one of these to a lucky viewer if you are interested. Now, these are great and handy dandy, but they're not exactly fully pocket friendly. I mean, they're larger, you know, they're larger than a cell phone. I mean, unless you get a really big phone, which I do. I mean, and that was one of the things I wanted to talk about today, was the fact that you cannot get this game for your phone anymore. I've searched and searched. If somebody knows, please leave a comment and I'll definitely take a look at it. But this game also, this was actually an older version of iOS. I believe this phone's running on iOS 8. If I'm not mistaken, it is a jailbroken phone. I no longer use it. It's way past its service time. It's slow. It's weird. I don't use it enough. But one thing I do enjoy doing on it is playing LED football, which has the sounds. And I mean, you can throw the ball, pass it. Oh wow, I actually caught it there. And kind of illustrate better, maybe you can see the screen. This is an iPhone 8, just the standard one. It's not very big, as you can see from it in my hands, but it works the same concept as this game does. It's just a slight little differences between the two, but this is handy because it's on your phone. And my big question is, why hasn't somebody re-released this? I mean, the game was made by a company called Touch Grove. I don't know what happened to them, but it's too bad, because it was a great little game to have on your phone. I don't know if there was not enough interest or what. And supposedly there was an Android version made, but I have yet to find the Android version that they made. There is another Android version. If there's interest in this video, I may do a follow-up on it, but there is an Android version I put on one of my other tablets, but I don't know, it's just kind of lacking that feel that this original one has. Oops. Well, I guess this phone's a little wonky sometimes. Yeah, so you have the little noise when the game begins, and it's pretty cool. But okay, yeah, it's small. Let's get back to the point. It's small. So what I decided to do, I have my wife's old iPad, and she doesn't use it anymore, obviously. So I said, I wonder. And I do remember having it on my iPad back when it was on iOS 6. So per some instructions from different YouTubers, I was able to get iOS 6 on here, and I think it had iOS 8 or 9 on it, and I was able to put the game back on it. And look at it, it's huge. I mean, it's just, wow. I mean, you can definitely see, and intercepted or whatever. Oh, wow, this is just big. I think the buttons even wear out in this game too, like kind of like that. But you get the idea. I'm not going to sit here and obviously play the game, but this is very neat that you can do this. And I'm not sure on copyrights if I can upload the images. Again, you do have to have, I believe, no, this is not jailbroken. Somehow I was able to get it back on this iPad, and I cannot remember how, but there is a way to do it, and I'm sure there's plenty of instructions on how to do that type of thing. Again, if there's a request for it, I can go over the app and everything, but I think it was relatively simple of just putting this app basically back on this phone, on this iPad again, along with the iPhone too, but this already had it installed from when I had the phone in service back in the day. But anyhow, so what happens is, say, well, man, ijdm, got a problem here. I don't have an iPad. I'm not a, you know, and you just said you can't find the Android version. Well, I found something else that I wanted to point out, and I saw on another YouTube video. And now the other option. Okay, we're just going to go to the start menu here, and this is Windows 95. I believe it works on everything from 95, believe it or not, up till Windows 10. And I'm not sure about 11, but it's a game from LED Head. I'll put the description in a thing, but look at this. There it is. It's on the screen and ready to play. I don't know if I would have gone with, and this game might have been around for a while, but I think I would rather had a little bit bigger, you know, more wider version of the game, but this is still totally playable. So I'm not sure what the keys are, but I think if I just hit status and then K for kick. Okay, I just got something moving. Well, maybe I just need to use the mouse here. So we kick the ball, and yeah, so this game definitely shows the kick. And one thing that's different about it, it's got a little, wow, that is loud. It's got the LED, I guess we hit score. Okay, it's got the LED in a different color, which actually is kind of a neat thing. Whoa, this game moves fast. Wow. I don't know if I could go that fast, but maybe I have to change a mode in it. As you can see, I'm not great at this game, but is an alternative that this is available on the internet, that you could have this version of the game. I know it's one of those things, but there's more interest in this type of thing in the future. I'll do some more follow-ups on LED type games. I just want to take a break from the reviews and stuff that we've been doing on ijdm and just do something kind of retro tech and just get a video out there. Be sure to subscribe, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. A little post-credits bonus coverage here. I had mentioned the Android version. It's actually the Football 1 version, or Classic Football. It's not the LED Football 2 or Classic Football 2. It's the original one. But yeah, here it is in complete glory. And I mean, it's just a pretty cool app to look at. And I mean, it plays very similar to the other versions, except obviously it's the first version. But I thought I'd throw this in here, that this is available on the Android platform for anybody that wanted to look it up and get a copy of it. We'll see you next time on ijdm.